So I got a job. I got a job. I'm working. Yay, it's amazing. But it was a grind to get to this point in 2024. I grinded for maybe, let's say, a year and like 4 months to get to this point. I'm gonna take you on that story. I'm gonna tell you how I got it, and hopefully you will gain something from it. If you don't, that's okay. I'm just glad you're here, and I'm just glad you're gonna listen to the story. But if you did get something out of it, that's amazing, and hopefully we can talk in the comments. And I will be making more videos about UX design and all that stuff, so stay tuned for that. But let's start with how I got this job as a UX designer with no experience, did not study it in university, did not go to a boot camp, but I got it. Take it back all the way to 2020, which is the start of my university first year. I'm not gonna go into grave detail about my university days, guys. I will make another video for that, but just for the purpose of this video, I just want to talk slightly a little bit about my university because it does play a role in the story of how I became a UX designer. And it's year 2020. I just moved away from another university, which I wanted to become a psychologist. Don't know what I was thinking. Left that and was like, I need to do something creative. I just knew I needed to do something creative that can also make me money at the same time. And I know that's like a kind of like a pipe dream. I know a lot of us artists and creatives are always like, I want to make money with like art, and it's like this like dreamland, and it's like, it's not like that in real life. But I was steadfast. I was like, I'm gonna do this. So I left. And then I've always loved video games. Video games has been a part of my life. It's a huge personality trait of mine. I don't care what anyone says. Didn't think I could make video games in the country that I live in, but found a university that does. And I like booked it out of my old university, and I studied game design with a focus in game development. Even though game design is for games, it's still design. We still learn design principles. We still learned just like all the basics of like a good designer as an overall designer. But it obviously, we did a lot of niche stuff within games, but I feel like that still kind of molded me to be this type of UX designer. I did game design, which is great. I had a lot of fun, loved game design. Game development was hell.
And I've decided that I want to die.
Yeah, guys, it was hell. It was basically coding, but for video games. We learned how to code in C#, C++, JavaScript, and it was difficult. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm not really an analytical kind of brain, but I am at the same time. But I'm more of a creative, but in a technical space. I really liked it, and I knew that like, I just had hindsight. I just feel like sometimes my intuition's so right.
I am so powerful. My mind, oh, it amazes me sometimes.
But I had hindsight that learning how to code was going to come in handy sometime in the future. I don't know how, but I just knew it was, and it did. I did that whole thing for about 3 years, and it was hard, challenging, but also just so rewarding and just so much fun, and I really loved it. But anyways, did that for 3 years. I graduated. I was so proud of myself. Then I was stuck in that slump after you graduate university of like, okay, so where's my job? No one's gonna give me a job. And that was really hard for me because I had these like dreams and aspirations that I was gonna be this big mega star game designer. I was gonna do it all. That did not happen when I left at all. I was stuck at home for about like 4 months, just looking for work, looking for jobs. And if you know anything about the game design industry, it's a hard one to get into. It's very, very, very difficult. As I got desperate. Let's just say I really got freaking desperate. So I just started applying for jobs that I didn't even study. I applied for personal assisting jobs. I even applied for, what else did I apply for? Doesn't matter. I applied for a lot of jobs that like had nothing to do with what I studied, and then I applied for a software engineering program for like graduates, and I was like, well, technically I did software engineering, but not really, but I did, and I saw what they were looking for, and I was like, I have that experience, so I did it. So luckily I got it. I got this job. Well, it was this job, but it's like a graduate program as a software engineer, and that was amazing. And I also want to just preface by saying this, guys, that this was like really once in a moon. And also how I got this was because my family, okay, not my family, but I knew someone's family who worked at this company, if that makes sense. But it was very light. They didn't help me in any way. I applied for this myself and got it myself, but I did know of this company because of this person. So let me just preface that, okay? I'm just being honest with you guys because I don't want to give you guys this thing that like, oh my god, I just woke up one day and decided to apply for this job. No. Unfortunately, guys, you really got to use any connection that you have, and I think that's also another key point. Use any connection that you have.
I was an employee, and I was gonna get employee of the month, and that's on period.
I know we all make fun of nepotism babies and always like, oh, nepotism babies are so annoying, but really, guys, if you had the connections to get to somewhere that you wanted to be, you would use them too. So let's all be honest here. Let's be honest here. There we go. Got the software engineering program, started it, and it was one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my entire life. I absolutely loved it while simultaneously hating it. I can say this because I now have like a set job. I have a contract, so I can like get on that program of what it was. But anyways, I did that program, guys, and it was really good because I learned so much, but it was also very difficult and hard because I'm such a creative. I'm someone who needs to do something creative, and if I can't do it, I just feel like my life is like, it's in the dumpster fire, it's in the pits. Okay, guys, it's not good. So I was really struggling because software engineering, you know, it wasn't creative at all. We would like, it was a lot of coding, but for business, and that wasn't, that didn't sit well with me. I did not like it at all. I didn't enjoy it. So that was really hard. While I was unhappy but also happy doing the software engineering program, started to look at different avenues. I was like, what is my plan B? What is my plan C? What can I do? Because it's like, I knew that I could not continue with this any longer. And it was coming to like the end of our program. So it was getting to the point where we had to start deciding where we wanted to go, what we wanted to do. And I was like, first of all, I need a job. That's the key point here. I need a job. And second of all, I also need to do something that I enjoy, which people make it sound like that is something that is so difficult to do, which it actually is, and it shouldn't be. I should be able to make money while doing something that I enjoy. Huh?
Do you see me laughing, my nigga?
Anyways, so then I work in a tech company, guys. So the program I did was a tech company, right? So they had obviously a UX design structure, and I knew of UX design since university because UX design is in a lot of things, guys. It's not only in just your mobile apps, your web applications, it's also in video games as well. So I knew of UX design, but I knew it in a video game space, right? So I didn't think that I was going to be able to do it. But this is where the right time, right place comes into play in my life, guys. Genuinely, I think I was just at the right time, at the right place, because where I was sitting at my desk, we were very integrated with the rest of like the company and like the other employees. We weren't like put away in our own place, so we were like integrated with everybody else. Literally, where I was sitting at my desk, I heard another conversation. I wasn't eavesdropping, but I heard another conversation. The software engineers and the business analysts speaking to each other, and the business analyst was talking to the software engineer about how upset the client was with the look of the app. They really did not like the look of the app, and apparently the UX designer, the senior one at the company, was on leave. So they were scrambling because they were like, none of those people knew how to design apps and that sort of thing. So I literally heard that and I was like, okay, this is my time to shine.
This is it, people. Let's move. Let's go.
This is my time to get on the stage. This is my time to do something. Because if I didn't do it then, I would probably have not had the job that I had now if I did not think to do something. So I literally spoke to her, literally got up like 20 minutes later, did like slight research on how to do UX design, like real quick. And I went up to her and I was like, hey, I can help you. Let me help you. Let me help you help me. So I just basically proposed to her that I could help her redesign the app. I did it in Figma, had no idea what Figma was until she told me to my face, and I acted like I knew what Figma was, but I had no idea. Did it in Figma and it worked out. The client loved it. That's actually one of my first projects that is on my portfolio right now. They loved it, and basically that kind of like set like a precedent for me in the company and also in the CEO's eyes and also in my manager's eyes that, look, maybe software engineering isn't for you. Maybe UX design is for me. And I really expressed that. After that, I was expressing that like, look, I want to move into the UX. I started talking to the other UX designers in the company. I started talking to the manager, the head, the senior UX designer in the company. And I was like, put me on your team, put me on your team, let me do it, please, please. Basically, by the time I got to the end of the software engineering program, we obviously all got to choose where we wanted to go in the company. So like we have a data and AI, we have people wanting to do DevOps, and I was like, UX design. And it worked out. It actually worked out, guys. They actually took me and I got my contract, and after the software engineer I got my contract as a junior UX designer, and that is where I am now. Worked from 2020 to all the way to 3 years, right? 2023, did the program, the start of 2023, it's now 2024, and now I'm a junior UX designer. It was a very like long story short kind of version. I would love to do a longer version, and I think I will, but I just want to give you guys just a taste of who I am and basically where this channel was gonna go. Now I'm a junior UX designer, and I really want this channel to be kind of a space where we all can learn together. I want to take you guys through myself because I'm actually just now building my new portfolio. I have an old portfolio which was my game portfolio, and that was great, but I want now my UX portfolio. And you're probably like, how are you a junior UX designer without a portfolio? Exactly. I want this to be kind of like we learn from each other. I'm gonna take you guys through building my portfolio online, and because I have so many projects that I've done in like the last 3 months, it's actually kind of crazy. I have about like 6 projects under my belt just right now, all a mix of mobile design, all a mix of web design, all a mix of product design as well in there. So I want to preface that I'm still a beginner as a UX designer, and I want really you to see this. If you are a UX designer, or you want to get into UX design, or you even just want to get into a new industry in tech, or even not in tech, this channel is just going to give you that little push to kind of go for what you want. Please do anything that you can to go for what you want, okay? Even if that means going through a different route, different weird ways to go about one thing. I want this channel to be a place where you can see like, oh, there are many different ways that you can get to a place that you want to be. Because right now I'm so happy with my job. I absolutely love it. I get to mix the blend of creative but also technical, but also making money and being happy and financially free, and like it's just great. There are many downs, and which I will also get into on this channel. Nothing is perfect, but I really just want this to be a fostering place where we can all grow together and make the UX design industry even better. And also I really want my black girlies to really see this and know that you can do anything you set your mind to. You can go places that you don't think are possible, you can go there. Okay, so that's where I'm at right now. Basically, just to close it all out, I'm glad you made it to this part of the video. I want you to please like, subscribe, leave any comments. Maybe you want to leave a comment on how you became a UX designer, or maybe any other tips and tricks of how to get into UX design or how to get into tech. This video isn't necessarily like tips and tricks, it's more I just wanted to give you guys a cool, interesting story about my life, and something that I'm very proud to tell so many people, how I became a UX designer and how I'm now a UX designer, and how it's so good to be doing something that like you genuinely like, even though it wasn't what you originally thought you were going to do, because life is just kind of weird like that, right? Life is really weird like that, and that's okay. So thank you guys for staying. My name is Zama, and please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video, because I will be talking more about UX design and some other cool topics like video games and a little bit of Muay Thai. But yeah, go follow my socials, TikTok, Instagram. I will post more stuff like this as well. And yeah, okay guys, bye.